Once again, a great greetings to you all students. I am here to discuss about one of the last topic of this chapter, that is lichen. What are these organisms, right? I think you have already heard about lichens. These are very common in Arctic zone, right? These are the most popular vegetation of Arctic, right? These are mostly found, these are found everywhere. Lichens almost capture 7% of the earth's surface, right? These are most popular vegetation of, even in evergreen forests also these are found, right? What are these organisms? Can you describe these organisms? Yes, I think you have already heard this lichen in the form of symbiotic association of algae and fungi, right? These organisms are the symbiotic association of algae and fungi. Right? These are dual organism, right? In this association, both partners get benefited. Fungi provide algae water and mineral along with shelter, and algae provides already prepared food just after photosynthesis to the fungi, right? In this association, both mutually associated with each other. So this association is called symbiotic association, and also a mutual association of algae and fungi, right? The algal partners are known as phycobiont. These are algae, right? The algal partners are known as phycobiont, and the fungal partners are known as mycobiont, right? These are fungi. Both partner provides each other benefit, right? Algae provide food by photosynthesis and also fixes nitrogen, because the phycobiont members are mostly cyanobacteria, which also fixes nitrogen, atmospheric nitrogen, right? And they also, during photosynthesis, they also produce lots of oxygen to the environment, and the glucose prepared after photosynthesis is utilized by algae and also by fungi, right? These are very complicated organisms. Their association is at cellular and tissue level, right? We cannot separate these two organisms easily because they are at cellular level attached to each other, right? So habitat, they are mostly found everywhere, like mostly they are mostly found in sea level to the alpine levels, to Arctic tundra and to rocks. These organisms are found everywhere. The habitat of these organisms is from sea level to high alpine level to Arctic tundra to rocks, right? These are also known as pioneer species of zero shear, right? Zero shear यानी कि जहाँ चट्टान है या कुछ भी नहीं है, जिस जगह पे, वहाँ अगर लाइफ की शुरुआत होती है तो जो ऑर्गेनिज्म सबसे पहले वहाँ पे पाया जाता है उसको कहा जाता है पायोनियर स्पीशीज. तो लाइकेंस जो होते हैं स्टूडेंट, वो मोस्टली पायोनियर स्पीशीज का रोल प्ले करते हैं किसी भी बैरन लैंड में, किसी भी ऐसे जगह पे, ऐसे स्थान पे जहाँ पर कोई जीवन अभी तक नहीं था. तो ये हम कहते हैं कि ये सक्सेशन शुरू हुआ. अगर वो रॉक या सैंडी एरिया का सक्सेशन है तो उसे हम कहते हैं ज़ेरो शेयर. तो लाइकेंस आर द पायोनियर स्पीशीज इन ज़ेरो शेयर, राइट? This dual organism provide help to each other by algae or phycobiont member provides food, glucose just after photosynthesis to both partner, and in respect to that fungal partner, that is mycobiont, provide minerals and water to the algae, right? Next we are going to deal is thallus structure of lichen. What is thallus? The body structure of any organism or plant-like organism if it is not clearly divided into root, stem and leaves, then it is called thallus organization. Most structure of lichen is the body structure of lichen which is not properly divided into root, stem or leaf. That's why the body of lichen is called thallus structure. At cellular level also we can see algae, which is captured by fungal hypha. They are found at cellular level, right? The association is visible at cellular level also, right students? In this lecture we are going to discuss about few of the types of lichen. Types of lichen, what are these? These are foliose, crustose and fruticose. Mostly there are three types of lichens: foliose, crustose and fruticose, right? All these three are about all these three we are going to discuss in next lecture. In this lecture we are mostly going to overall all aspects of the lichens, right? Now we are discussing about the reproduction of the lichen. Yes, it is one of the most interesting part of the lichen, that is their reproduction. They reproduces vegetatively by fragmentation and also by death and decay of older thallus and production of new thallus from that older thallus, and the fragments are going to develop into new organism. This is fragmentation in lichen. The next one is asexual reproduction. Yes, it is also very interesting. The asexual reproduction in lichens is of two types, that is from Soredia and second is from Isidia. From Soredia and from Isidia we are going to discuss about these two topics. Asexual reproduction is by Soredia and Isidia. What is Soredia? Small groups of algal cells surrounded by fungal filament, right? Small groups of algal cells surrounded by fungal filament represent Soredia, that is the algae surrounded by fungal filament is called Isidia. We are seeing in the diagram. Yes, this is Soredia and Isidia is what? Elongated outgrowth from thallus that break off for dispersal is called Isidia. Both these parts, both these structures get distributed through water or wind, right? So this is the asexual type of reproduction in lichen, and now we are going to discuss about one of the most interesting part of this lichen is sexual reproduction, right? In sexual reproduction, mostly it occurs according to the fungal partner. What the fungal partner is, if it is ascomycetes then the reproduction is ascotype, and if it is basidiomycetes then the reproduction is of basidiotype, right? But overall reproduction of lichen is divided into mainly two parts, that is one male part and one female part. The male part in lichens is known as spermogonium and female part is known as carpogonium, right? From spermogonium the production of spermatia take place, and from carpogonium it is divided into two parts. It produces two parts. The structure it produces which is divided into two parts. The two parts is trichogyne and ascogonium, right? Trichogyne is a long elongated filament like a structure, and ascogonium is the basal part of that filament, that is flask shaped structure. In this association the spermatia goes to the trichogyne, and from trichogyne it goes downward and to the ascogonium, and in ascogonium just after this fertilization this ascogonium results into the formation of apothecium or perithecium, right? These apothecium and perithecium are the fruiting body of lichens. They help in the production of next species. After reproduction, I am going to discuss about the economics of the lichen. What benefit we can achieve from the lichen, or we are achieving from the lichen, right? These are used mostly for the production of dyes. Yes, these are used to produce dyes. Next, these lichens are used, like Usnea, are researched for their antibiotic properties for use in the development of drugs. Though lichens are also used for the production of drugs, right? Lichens are used in deodorant, toothpastes, salves, extracts and perfumes, right? Next, they provide forage, shelter and building material for elk, deer, birds and insects. They works like a house, a habitat of these organisms, these insects. By carefully, they are very careful about the edible part of the lichen. Yes, some of the lichens are also poisonous. One of the most economic importance of these lichen, in my view, is they are indicator of pollution, right? They can easily feel the pollution in the environment and they start decreasing their growth. They just dying in the polluted environment. That's why we can assume, we can calculate or analyze that the environment is polluted. These organisms are mostly sensitive to the sulfur dioxide, sulfur pollution and also to the nitrogen pollution. Second most important economic importance of the lichen is nitrogen fixation. If the phycobiont partner is cyanobacteria, then they just fixes nitrogen to the nitrogen in the environment. Also, they are very useful for the litmus production, litmus paper or litmus solution production, because they can easily analyze pH of the solution, right? So these are very important properties of the lichens, right? These are plant-like but actually not plant, right? In this association, algae are also get benefit by protection of the fungal hypha from ultraviolet rays of sun, because fungi contains lots of pigments inside itself, which can absorb solar radiations of different types, right? And that's why these organisms get benefit of the association by protecting itself from harmful UV rays also, right? Lichenometry. What is this? Lichenometry is the determining of a method of numerical dating that uses the size of lichen colonies. Lichenometry. What is this? Lichenometry is the numerical dating that uses the size of lichen colonies on a rock surface to determine surface age. By this lichenometry or colony counting or calculation of the colony size, we can also calculate the size of the rock. This is called lichenometry, right? We can calculate the age of the rock, how older the rock is, how much the growth of lichen colony. It can also be calculated with the help of lichen colony analysis. This is called lichenometry. Now at the end of this lecture, I am going to finally concluding this lecture as lichens are complex life forms that is a symbiotic association of two separate organisms, a fungus and an algae, right? The dominant partner is fungus, which gives the lichen majority of its characteristics from its thallus shape and to its fruiting bodies and also to the color, right? The alga can be either a green alga or a blue-green alga, also known as cyanobacterium, right? The blue-green alga is also known as cyanobacterium. Many lichens will have both types of alga, that is green alga also and cyanobacterium also. The algal-fungal relationship, yes, this point is also very important, student. The algal-fungal relationship in lichen is called halotism. Halotism represents master-slave association. Some scientists are agreed about the relationship is not mutual, not beneficial, but the master-slave relationship, right? Yes, it is beneficial, it is symbiotic, it is mutual, but we can say that it is halotism. What is halotism? Yes, it is master-slave relationship. It means fungus is a controlled parasite over the alga. It presents king-slavery relationship, which is called halotism, right? Lichens develop quite slowly with recorded growth rates of, student, it is one of the important point, lichens develop quite slowly with a recorded growth rate of 0.01-27 mm per year. Lichen grows at a very slow rate from the species. Their lifespan averages between 30 and 60 years. They are also very sensitive towards the environmental pollution, right? Lichens are sensitive mostly towards sulfur dioxide pollution, which is a byproduct of atmospheric pollution. Sulfur dioxide reacts with the chlorophyll present in lichen, which produces phyophytin and magnesium ions. When this reaction occurs in plants, the lichen will then have less chlorophyll, causing a decrease in respiration, which eventually kill them, right? When these reactions take place inside lichen, their photosynthesis rate also goes down and their respiration rate also get damaged by magnesium ion production and also by phyophytin production just after sulfur dioxide pollution, right? So they are very sensitive to the pollution of the environment. They are good indicator and best indicator of the environmental pollution, right? Lichens can chemically wither minerals such as calcite by producing organic acid like oxalic acid. ये चट्टानों को भी तोड़ सकते हैं, ये विदर करते हैं, विदर मतलब तोड़ना, चट्टानों को तोड़ते हैं, किसकी मदद से? ऑक्सैलिक एसिड प्रोडक्शन, ऑक्सैलिक एसिड की मदद से ये चट्टानों को भी तोड़ते हैं, छेद करते हैं और धीरे धीरे उसमें अपना ग्रोथ स्टार्ट करते हैं और जिसकी वजह से ये सॉइल फॉर्मेशन में भी हेल्प करते हैं. This reacts with mineral in the rock, dissolving them and weakening the rocks. Right? They do not have any root, stem, leaf, and their chloroplasts are contained only in algae on the top surface of the lichen. Chloroplasts are present only in the lichens. Yes, there are mostly three types of lichens: foliose, crustose and fruticose, about which we are going to discuss in next lecture. Right? Till then, student, take care.